I gotta put my tablet right there.
Nah, it's going I can't get this. Oh, you know what? Hold on, y'all. I know some people there because it always goes.
You already hit. You didn't hit start broadcasting the green is still the bottom.
It's broadcasting.
Oh,
But I gotta get this part up first so we can see.
Hey y'all.
See, there we go, right there.
I see you.
What I'm saying? Broadcasting. All right, let me put
I gotta
put this over here. Hold up. This go over here and this go over here. And then we put this on top. So you can see who's talking.
Hey y'all. Indestructible Janine, Hatch, Tanya. Hey y'all.
All right. Now we don't have to touch this because this straight up just talking back and forth. You still turning the
shut up.
Y'all hear, right?
Good morning.
It's afternoon.
Are we just talking today? No music, no dancing.
Relax.
No. Indestructible say she at work.
Oh, she at work?
Mm-hmm. Hey y'all. I have snackage.
This is so bomb, y'all. Y'all ever had a bomb pop?
Where's the camera? It's almonds, yogurt raisins, coconut, pineapple, and some pretzels.
Huh? She want pretzels. Does she like them kind of pretzels? Yeah, see if you like that. A strawberry pretzel. You like it? You just played it. How you like it? We got a 6-year-old in here for a minute.
The topic of today is kids.
Kids. Children.
Yours, other people, you somebody kid. Oh.
Yeah, you got a mom and daddy. You was born. So that means you could have been about you. Or
I hope y'all, I do.
Or it could have happened to you.
They used to have Indestructible. They used to have this stuff called Dang. And it was bacon flavored coconut.
We were trying to find that. Remember?
It was amazing, but I can't find it anywhere. I don't think they have it anymore. The coconut is good.
Make sure y'all smash that like button.
I make it myself. The kids being detained.
No, that was last go around. That was last Saturday.
No, even the kids that are being detained because now they're sending kids that can't even talk in front of a judge.
All right, we talking about what we're talking about is kids being abandoned from their parents. Like you know, as they get older, they put the kids out, or kids just not respecting their parents.
Just, you know, that situation in general. But to touch on the kids being detained, now these children that are nonverbal are going in front of judges without representation and without their parents. So I don't know what they think they're gonna do. I don't know. And these kids are flooding our foster care system. When the first thing you want to say is they take jobs, and the migrants, the immigrants take jobs, and they, hey Maya, we missed you last night.
Maya was getting a party.
They take jobs, and they are a burden on the system, blah, 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 blah. But now you are taking the kids and flooding them into the foster care system, which is already overburdened, which already is not taking care of the kids that it was supposed to take care of. Now you're adding to that children who have been, for all intents and purposes, kidnapped from their parents. For all intents and purposes, been kidnapped from their parents, who can't even tell you their parents' name, because as far as they know, their mom and dad. That's their name. I mean, you know, it's yes, these children are not verbal. These children do not speak the English language. They don't know their parents' name. They don't know their last name. They don't know anything. All they know is that they were trying to come over here with their parents, and all of a sudden they are stuffed into this warehouse with other kids like them, and now they're going in front of a judge who, I don't know. I don't know. And at the end of the day, when all of it's said and done, and something finally happens, everybody will be like, it's a big mistake. It was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all what a mistake is. A mistake is 2 + 2 = 5. Hey, Adventures in Dixieland. A mistake is when you trip and fall. Yes, the devils are very busy, baby. They've always been busy, but they just busy in the open now. That's a mistake. You forcibly separating parents from children, I don't care the reason being. Now, if the children are being harmed in any way by the parents, I am the first to say there's got to be a better way. But if you're just doing it because you can, and basically that's what's happening, that's not a mistake. Later on, everybody's going to be like Congress and everybody who backs the situation and everybody who didn't say anything about the situation, bad or good, is going to say it was a mistake on our part. We didn't, what could we do? You could have said something.
This is such a heartbreaking mess. It will come down to DNA testing. I hope these children do not end up predators.
Yes, and you're correct.
Yeah.
Hatch, the reality is in our country, oh, blessed assurance, our country is built on pain and destruction and violence and death and murder and rape and pillaging and robbery and theft. And that's what our country is built on. And the reality is most countries and worlds, that's what they're built on, because you can't be passive and conquer the world. You just can't. But once the world is conquered, it's up to you to not to repeat the cycle. But we constantly repeat the cycle. We're constantly repeating the cycle. We're either making prey or we're making predators. That's just what it is. Hey, Joshua, we're making prey or we're making predators.
Y'all smash that like button when y'all come.
That's what our world has come down to.
Hey, Sugar Babe.
No one thought this through. Hey, Sugar, hey, y'all. No one thought this through because it sounds like an awesome idea. Let's charge them with a felony and separate them from the parents, and maybe they won't come over here.
So,
well, what was you going to do with the kids? We don't have space for the kids. We can't take care of our children, our elderly, and our veterans now.
Anybody want to get on the panel? Give me your email address so we can, if you want to, discuss what we discussing today. My question is back to
sorry, that was just kids, but yeah.
The topic is how do y'all feel about parents, male or females, like raising their kids and letting a boyfriend or girlfriend come in their life, and then turn the opposite, whoever, against their own child, and then they putting their child out the house and they not even old enough to be put out? How do you feel when people abandon their children because of a relationship? Let's say that. When you get in a relationship, that don't mean stop loving your kid. I have friends and family members, they got closer to their...
Hey, y'all.
Say what's up, Shawnee Pooh. They get closer to their mate or their partner and just forget about a child that might be a teenager. It's always in a teenager bracket. And then they don't care about their child no more. It's always about their partner. And then next thing you know, the kid is out on their own in the streets, living in place to place. And the parent don't even care about what's going on with their kid because they so gung-ho over who they with. So what do you guys think about that? Can I get some people on the panel so we can talk about this?
Well, it's just not teenagers. It's parents who take their kids to their mama house.
Right.
Or
do you know my stepmother made it clear I could not fuck my...
Wait, what?
Wow. See, that's what I'm talking about, indestructible. That happens. That's still happening to the day. And it's just kind of sad that, people just don't even pay.
Oh.
No, she went. People don't you know, once they get partners involved in their relationship, they just forget about their child. Or they want to accuse their child of doing this and accusing their child of doing that. But keep in mind, your child was here first.
Hey, Lisa.
Your child was here first before you got in the relationship. So why would you do your child like that? Now your kid living out on their own, and they not even old enough to do that.
No, I mean, the reality is that a lot. People are not having kids.
If someone gets into a relationship with someone with a child, that child always comes first, no matter what. If the boyfriend or girlfriend can't expect the child comes first, then oh well. You know what? And that's the way it's supposed to be. But you have some people. What you don't do it? You're gonna move the thing. Just say.
No, because you were talking. I was just gonna type. The hold on, Lisa. The discussion is about abandoning kids, whether it's for a partner because you didn't want to have them. It's a myriad of reasons why you do it, but the reality is that, I mean, people don't have babies for the right reasons no more. You have babies to get somebody, to keep somebody, because you don't want to be alone, because you want to feel love, because I'm supposed to have a kid. I'm 30 and I don't have any kid, whatever the reason, as opposed to committing to this child in the womb at 15.
Based on decisions that were made, my life was altered at 15 years old in 7 months.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I mean, you were 15 and you're not supposed to be, it's not a child's job to make a relationship with a parent. It's not your job to make your mom and daddy love you or want you. It's not. It's their job, because it's like I said, even if you're an adult child, even if you don't have kids, you're somebody's child. And depending upon your situation of how you were raised.
Right, but then you got these people coming here and they just, because they don't have any kids and it's not their child. Like this situation.
Well, then don't date some damn body with kids. It is 3 billion people in the world, and all of them ain't got kids.
Yeah, but then you got people meet people, and then they find out they got a kid, and then they want to keep that person. And then you got the people that turn the opposite, whoever the parent is, you know, against their kids.
Hey y'all, everybody just coming in. Hey y'all.
It's like how you have a kid and you let a stranger come in your household and just mess up your household, your relationship with your child. That's crazy. That's just like, for a prime example, the person I was talking about.
And she had 5 kids? Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
And the struggle was there. At 15, she was out, but her 5 kids were in.
Wow.
Like, what? That's some voodoo shit right there.
Indestructible. Why would you get on the panel?
She can work.
I think childs and partners should be first. But you think you chose between 2 partners, then their kids. That's my baby. Yeah. I say this yesterday. I was saying, if you abandon your child, children kind of way for strangers, that means you choosing sex over your child. And people do that, trucking. It's sad.
Hey, Squad. Hey, y'all.
It's sad, but people will choose a partner over their child, and I don't get it. And I done seen this happen over and over again, until I went out with a coworker yesterday, and she was telling me about her daughter had this man in her household for like 11 years, where they had a son, and her own child, she just turned against her. The child was living on pillar to post, living on their own, doing their own thing, you know. But karma got her, you know. Now she's living in the shelter. The mother is, you know. You ended up with nobody.
Hey, y'all.
You don't have your son. You don't have your daughter. You know, you don't have the boyfriend that turned you against your own daughter. That's crazy. Who does that?
Elsie, Face Squad, Sugar Bay, Susie, Leilani. Everybody, hey y'all.
If you want to get on the panel, give me your email address. We're discussing about people abandoning their kids because they're in a relationship over a man or a woman, you know. Right. And then it's hard to bring people around your kids these days because you don't know what their expectations are or what they're up to, you know. I just couldn't do it. Not especially when they little.
Hey, MCK.
What's up, MCK? Yeah, but
I don't know. I mean, we all
smash the like button. Everybody just came in, please.
We all. I was raised by my grandparents, so when my grandfather passed away when I was almost 6, I don't feel like I didn't have a father. I just felt like my father passed away. So, but I don't necessarily know if my mama should have had kids. I'm not mad she did, because I wouldn't be here. But when you come to realize things as you become an adult, and you look at it from an adult standpoint, you can, think things through. I've seen the product of babies coming in the world only wanted not because of who the baby is, but because of what the baby can do for the parent. So a lot of times children are an extension of the parent to the other person.
Thank you.
So in your case with Helen's she had the first baby, and I'm almost positive the first baby wasn't had because she wanted it. Because as soon as the father that one wasn't in the picture, she had another one. Because if she'd been with the dude 11 years and the child is 11 years old, she had the baby right when they got together.
Right.
So I don't know. I can't imagine not seeing Nick every day. So I can't. It baffles me. Now, don't get it twisted. I've stayed in relationships for the wrong reasons. I've stayed in relationships because I didn't want to be alone. I've stayed in relationships because I love them more than they love me. I stayed in relationships because I thought if I did everything I could do, then you see how awesome I was and we should be together. I stayed in relationships. I thought I could love more, enough for both of us. I stayed in relationships I probably shouldn't have got in the first place. And the reality is they weren't necessarily bad people. They was just bad for me. They weren't for me. But there was not a kid involved in that situation. When Nick came along, I didn't want him to have a whole lot of uncles and aunties and cousins and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want him to associate everything with somebody popping in and out of him. I didn't want to see 100 people being Uncle so-and-so and Auntie such and such. But at the end of the day, anybody dated me knew I had a kid. There was no trying to figure it out or nothing. And I'm not awesome. It's just that when I got pregnant, I think a lot of us forget to do that. When I got pregnant with Nick, in the situation I was in, I knew from the day that I really just stopped denying that I was pregnant, because I denied that shit for a long time. I was 37. I was in denial. Deep state.
Yeah, but
once I stopped denying it to myself, I realized this is my child. And at the end of the day, the only constant in his life is going to be me. So I'm going to be there, and he's going to not know for 1 second that he's not loved. Nick was like 25 in my head before I had him. Hey, y'all.
Yeah, but it's just some people shouldn't even have kids. They start off, have them start off with enjoy.
Did you just say I stay in relationships for the love? Yes. But see, you staying in it for the love. But guess what? It ain't always the love should be on both sides. The love should be, I love you hoes too. The love should be for everybody and everything. I mean, the love should be reciprocal. It should be, I love you, you love me, we love each other, yay, 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 whoop-de-whoop. It shouldn't be you loving somebody so much, hoping that they're going to love you back.
What you think, Charles?
It's not hope love. It's not it's not I love you, oh, I hope you love me. It's I love you, bitch, you better love me and find somewhere else to live. And you're right, they should take IQ test, drug test, driver license to be in love. You ought to be able to have like a chip on your uterus.
I'm about to hit you.
You can't unlock that.
What's the fifth element?
All right.
right, so we talking about what you think, Charles?
I'm just saying.
So what do y'all talk about? Like how, like it should be a limit or age limit on when you can actually say you're in love with somebody? Or?
No, we talking about what it is kids,
parents abandoning their kids.
People get in these relationships, and then they so caught up in the relationship they forget about the child, so they abandon the child. Mm-hmm. So the child is basically on their own, and the person just turned turn against their own child because of the relationship. That's just like you come in a relationship with Barbie Pink Lifestyle, aka Brittany, and she has a kid, and so it's like hell with the kid. You just doing it. You in it because you love Brittany, but right. You're not really in love with her child. Right. So you making that's normal. Mm-hmm. But you turning against you.
All right, I will. So I'll take it down in a minute. I'm about to take it down.
So you telling the child, you telling Barbie things about her child, mm-hmm. like making her turn against her own child, and her child might not be doing those things. Mm-hmm. So how would you feel about that?
Well, before I go into that, I'm going to tell y'all. Now, everybody not agree with this, but I feel as though me personally, I wouldn't have been able to deal with a person. With a woman who has children, because I've dealt with it twice with having step parents, and it wasn't the best situation. I just feel as though it's hard to decipher a level of respect for that step parent, because they have to earn respect of that child, one, and two, they're knowingly not that person's biological parent. So that's me personally. I salute anybody and everybody who's able to do it. That's just me personally. I wouldn't be able to do it. But my opinion on it and what I feel is, if you are with that person, you're with that person and that child. So if you can't accept both of those people, then you shouldn't be with that person. If you really feel as though you got to turn your significant other against their children, then you shouldn't be with that person, because you really don't care about that person. Because if you did, you would care about everything that comes with that person, children and all. So, I mean, that's just me, how I feel about the situation. If you want to be with a person and date a person, you date everything that comes with them. If you can't do that, then allow somebody else, give them that opportunity who really will do that.
That's his niece right there.
And it's my niece. Nala. Say hi, Nala. Say hi.
She was on Twerk Something last night, but she didn't do all that. We changed the music when she came
in. And to touch on what Charles said, you do not, and I repeat, do not have to want to date somebody with kids. It takes a special situation, and not everybody can do it. And be secure in that. Be secure in that. You ain't got to want kids. Everybody don't want kids.
Right.
They don't. Now, and you can't be with somebody if you don't want kids and you don't want to be in that situation and say you love them, because a child is an extension of you. It is what it is.
But me personally, if I was in that situation, or eventually, had changed my mind with me not being with Barbie Pink Lifestyle, if I was by myself, but I would probably love the kid more than the significant other, because I love children, and I feel as though children.
Oh, okay, Lenani.
And I feel as though children, deserve the love and attention, especially if they come from a situation where they didn't have that other type of figure that they couldn't trust, and they only could rely on one parent.
All right, so I got a question for you, Charles, because I know your mother raised you, right, with your siblings.
Correct.
Now, any guy come in your mother's life, as long as you remember, basically you felt that they tried to turn you against them.
My stepfather, my recent stepfather, they're not together no more. Like, I really feel as though he didn't want us there. He was a selfish person. I mean, eventually we talked to him, and I was straight up with him about it. And I felt as though it was like, I told him that I feel as though you really didn't want us around. Like, you just wanted to, pull my mother away from her children, which never happened. There was times where it was close, but it never happened. So, yeah, I've dealt with it. And then my father's been married 3 times. So, his second marriage, I can't say I hate a person, but I really don't like it. I really don't like it.
Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody.
So it was tough, because I really feel as though it was driving a wedge between me and my parent in that situation. And I feel as though no person should ever drive away a relationship between a parent and their children. That's just me.
Yes. My brain got kind of stuck.
Yeah, because
My brain got stuck.
See, I was never put in a situation like that because my parents been married since I was born. Well, before I was born, so they got married a year later. I was born a year later, and they've been married going on 53 years. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what it's like to be in a situation.
Y'all have a good time. Be careful.
I don't know what it's like to be in a situation going back and forth with a parent and somebody else being with somebody, but I've seen it. I've seen it a lot. Say hi, Barbie, real quick. Charles put his input in this on the topic. But you gotta come down some. You can't see your face.
What's the topic?
We're talking about
Parents
people
abandoning
their kids in relationships. Like,
I was abandoned.
What happened?
Are you asking me what?
No, not what we talking about. People that come in your, people coming.
No. Wait.
People that come in. I'm in a relationship with somebody, and that person try to turn me against you.
Oh, like Miss Lisa tried to turn you against me?
Right. Yeah.
I'd be like, I was here first. Come on now.
I'm a hitter.
And then you have crazy children like that. Oh, I'm just playing.
Right. The only thing that happened with Barbie is I was in a relationship with this one girl, and out of nowhere, out of 3-4 years down the road, she tell me she don't like children.
Your shoes look okay.
When she told me she ain't like children, remember Brittany?
Yeah. No.
When Miss Mia said she don't like children.
Now, that's probably be thumbs down in your videos.
Anyway, she told me she didn't like kids.
But she waited a bunch of years.
She waited like about 4 or 5 years, and then she said she didn't like kids. So I moved the following week.
My work shoes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah. So
sorry, y'all.
So that was the only time.
Be good today, okay?
Get out of here. Bring me some cake back. You have no kids. I mean, if you some people don't have kids, but they were put in that situation. If you want to get on the panel and tell your story, we don't mind you talking to the whole room and telling your story. Well, you might want to get it out and say whatever happened. I'm gonna throw this away because it melted.
It's not just about you having kids; you are kids, and I love my fiance, but the reality is her life is not the norm anymore. Having both parents in your life, your entire life, is not the norm. A lot of us grew up with one parent, and now I grew up with my grandmother, and my grandmother, she was raised in a different time. She was raised in her, well, actually she's older than her mother and them, but she was raised in her mother's time. So when my grandfather passed away, my grandmother never had another man around me, period. She didn't spend the night out. She didn't do any of that. When my grandfather was the last and the only one, so I didn't have that. My mother, who did not raise me, and I was an adult by the time I got a real relationship with my mother, it wasn't until after I had Nicholas that it got to a relationship where it was more of me and my mother were more of a sibling type relationship than a parental relationship. So I looked at her more like my sister than my mom. And so, but that being said,
Hatch, even though you want a new car and clothes and stuff like that, you can do it with kids. It's how you do it. It's how you do it. Because I had Brittany, I had Barbie Pink Lifestyle at
one question, how do you hatch?
Yeah, you can. It's how you make your money. As long as you got a good job and not trying to live beyond your means, you can have anything you like.
But I understand what you're saying. I'll tell anybody in their 20s, do not rush having kids because society
back
tells
then it was different.
Right, but now it's not. And now it's not like when we grew up. I'll tell anybody, have your fun. Take your time. Get to where you want to be before you decide to bring another life in this world, and make that decision. Don't have that decision made for you. There are so many different ways to protect yourself against unwanted pregnancies and other little trinkets that come along with having sex, that there doesn't have to be one unwanted child in the world. And don't feel bad if you don't want kids. Not everybody wants kids. Not everybody should have kids. Just because society says at a certain age you should be this far in your career and have this, and 2.5 kids and a white picket fence and a dog. That's society.
Your parents were
your life is your life.
My parents was teenagers when they had me. They were 19.
But they was married.
My mom was married at, yeah.
They was married.
Like, my mom was married at 18 and had me at 19.
They was married.
Did Barbie and them leave?
Hey, Charles!
No. Nick. Let Callie out. They left.
You understand what I'm saying? So don't feel bad about not wanting to have kids. If you don't want to have them, don't have them. There are so many ways not to have a child that doesn't go against anybody's religion. Number one, don't just have random sex with people. That's number one. Number two, get to know the person before you have sex with them. Because maybe you don't like them enough to be stuck with them for the rest of your life. Because that's what you are with a kid. Even if they're not in their life, that's what you are. Be where you want to be in your life before you bring another life into this world. Be in the situation. By the time I had Nick, I was 37. I had a party. Trust me when I tell you, my 20s was filled with fun. So when he came along, I didn't feel like he was taking anything away from me. I had my whole 20s and some of my 30s do everything I wanted to do. So when he came along, I made the decision that he was mine. And I was going to take care of him regardless.
Right.
Regardless of the situation, regardless of what I do, regardless of what happened, he was going to be taken care of. Don't feel bad if you don't want him. Don't feel bad if you don't want him right now. Don't feel bad if you want to be selfish. There's nothing wrong with being selfish unless you have brought another life into this world. Then selfish is not a part of your vocabulary anymore, because this is something you made that nobody else could make but you. So you have to commit to this child, just like somebody committed to getting you to whatever age you at.
Right. Misty said, I wanted kids, but was planning on getting married first. But now I can't have any. I got uterine cancer and had to have a hysterectomy, and now I can't have them.
I'm very sorry about that, Misty, but I'm going to tell you some good stuff. There are millions of kids out there that are waiting for a good parent.
Yep.
To adopt them, to raise them, to give them a life that they can't even begin to imagine. Because there are a lot of women out there that didn't have any problem getting pregnant more than one time. It just is. And it became popular to kids. When 16 and Pregnant came on MTV, I almost passed out.
Oh, yeah, that was a lot.
I was like, what the hell? Because before being pregnant was a stigmatized. It was like, whoa, you a teenager and pregnant, get out my face. You get out of school, you don't do none of that. Then TV and media, and with social media and the age that we live in right now, there should be not one child getting pregnant. And you're a teenager, you a child. I don't care if you're 18, because the reality is you ain't live but 18 years old. I got some shit in my closet right now that's twice your age.
What's up, Ben? Run Squad?
At 18 years old.
Susie.
You feel me? These kids come in here and the only thing they got is you. That's it.
Susie said, didn't think I wanted kids till I got pregnant.
Well, I didn't want kids. I didn't. I was 35. Doctor said I would never dare to have kids. So I had in my head, I had to reconcile that. So once I reconciled that, I was fine with it. My clock wasn't ticking. Wasn't no balloons going off my head. Wasn't no pictures of baby booties and no shit like that. Because at the time, I didn't see myself getting married. So I didn't want to do that on my own and by myself. So I got good with the fact that I would never be somebody's mama. And if I was, it would be an adopted or a foster situation, a situation that I saw myself getting into until I came up pregnant with Nick. And once I did, I said to myself, because that situation wasn't ideal. Susie, I said to myself, all right, here we go.
Susie said they told me, she basically like your situation. They told her she couldn't get pregnant.
Don't they tell you that shit? But I was 18. I was 18 when they told me. I had, even from a child, when I first started my cycle, it was never regular. It would go months without coming on. It would stay on for months.
Shonda, I'm about to put you in time out, Shonda.
Good.
Shonda lying like hell.
I ain't even babysitting them too many diapers to do. I'm too old for that. Somebody gonna go without.
Smith team said, So true. There are a lot of kids need good homes because I'm grown now. I still struggle with being adopted because my family treated me like I am.
See, that's what I don't understand. That's what I know. You know, I never understand foster situations and adoption situations where you didn't treat this child like it was a gift because you went and got it. It's not like it's like with us. If I was still able to have kids, I wouldn't. But no, we got a girl and a boy. We good, but we can't just up and get pregnant by mistake. It would be a situation where we would go want it and go seek it out. In adoption and foster care situations, you want it and go seek it out. But you should. Why are you treating that child like
Susie?
They did something for you.
Susie just left out the office in tears. It's all right, Susie.
Why?
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 We just talking.
What happened? I'm talking, you reading.
Because she had said something. Remember she said about they said she couldn't have babies. She had a baby. And then we were talking about
I mean, I remember that, but what else did she say? Why would she?
They told her she couldn't get pregnant. This is emotional to some people. Everything that's going on in the world with different people and different things they're going through, baby.
BC.
I'm about to knock her out. She due tomorrow. Anyway,
Who's due tomorrow? What?
Elsie said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Missy. Can you adopt?" No, eighth grade sitting there foster care because of abuse. Oh man.
Oh, Susie, I'm so sorry, baby. And now he's 25, 28.
Which nigga 28? No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Sure. I don't want to hear that.
No, I don't. He grinding, man.
Leilani said, I shouldn't have been able to have kids. I have how you spell it?
Endometriosis and a tilted uterus.
Oh man.
You know what?
Sometimes kids are blessings. Like we just had this conversation this morning. We were just talking about this morning because I was telling her how I always like kids. I love kids because my mom was a licensed daycare provider when I was little because my dad worked in the government coming from down Louisiana to DC. So he didn't want her to work. He just wanted her to stay home. She can do anything in the house. So she decided to open up a daycare.
Waiting for her to tell me that. Wait.
She decided to open up a daycare at the house, and she always had kids, and I always played school with them, and did a little coloring. To the point, at one point, I was teaching 2-year-olds at a real school. I had taught 22 2-year-olds for like 4 years, but the money wasn't right, and I left. But the point was, I always wanted my own. So one day, I popped up thinking I couldn't get pregnant, and then I was pregnant at the age of 26, and I was just telling her how. This is because my parents' shelter. That's another story. We actually did story time on that. And I didn't know I was in this lifestyle. So I said what it was, I was meant to have at least that one kid that I always wanted. Kids are, put in your life for a reason. So either way, if you adopt them, whatever, you foster them or have them on your own, you never know. What did they say? I look. But
I didn't see what
things always happen for a reason. That stuff got in my phone.
What is that?
The eye stuff.
Why? I want to just
put it in trash can because it's going on my phone. Look at that.
It's blue.
But
hold on. Stop. What is you doing?
That's all right. I'll wash it. Don't worry.
Okay, sorry about that, y'all.
I'll wash it. Dang, it's really blue.
Yeah, that's what you told me.
The popsicle was leaking on my phone, y'all. But sometimes it's just meant to happen, even though they say like her. She was saying how, they told her she wasn't going to be able to have kids, and then Nick pop up, and then she living her life. Sometimes it just happens that way.
Oh, it says, sit down. So I sat down. But, but no, what we were watching Alana Van Iyanla. I sure wish she had a nickname like Lon, something. Trying to say her name. And I don't really care for her. That's just me personally. Ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't like the show. I just don't. Because my thing is, these are lifelong situations that you're trying to cram into 60 minutes. You ain't fix nothing. You might have helped for a minute, but you ain't fix nothing. So that's just my take. Again, millions of people love her. I don't knock no hustle, but just don't care for it. But we just watch for whatever reason because it was Saturday and we was chilling. So the guy had been married for 20 years, and he'd been cheating the entire 20 years he'd been married. And they had 2 kids. And long story short, the wife wanted to get a divorce because she was in it to win it. And da, 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 da. So they brought the kids because, you know, they have like the last little situation where the kids and everybody get together and they talk. So they brought the kids. And then she said, if maybe the reason that y'all were together would have had these kids. Because by all intents and purposes, for all looks, these are amazing children who grew up in a 2-parent household. And a lot of young African Americans don't. So if nothing else, the whole purpose for your situation, the husband and the wife, may have been just for you to get together to have these kids. And it made me cry, not because of that, but because after I had Nick and I was just trying to figure out everything, and I was just sitting there thinking, and I was just, because, you know, in your life, all of us got places we thought we should have been, stuff we thought we should have had. You know, we should have been in a different spot. I should have been independently wealthy, or a lawyer, or a doctor, or Indian chief at my age. And then I realized, I said, what if my purpose in life was to bring this amazing young man into the world? And if that was my purpose, then I'm going to do that 100%, 110%. So my only purpose was to have Nick. Then I've accomplished my purpose. And now my job is to make sure he can be the best man that he can be in a loving, safe, warm, happy home environment. So that's what made me cry. Because to me, that's you know what I'm saying? Imagine all the people who can't have kids. Take it, our family members who can't have kids or said they couldn't have kids. And you're blessed with one. Now they're here. That's yours. That's the one thing in the world that is yours, 100% yours, your DNA, your smile, your laughter, your heart, your warmth, all yours. And all it wants is for you to love it, regardless of who comes into your life. Love is free. Love don't cost no money. You ain't got to go nowhere and pick it up. You ain't got to buy it on eBay or Amazon. You come with it. And that's all they want. That's all they want. They don't want, they when they get older, they want shoes and shit that they see other people. But the reality is, even in wanting material things, all a child really, really wants is for you to love them. That's it. And to bring people into their life that will love them.
And that,
you know what I'm saying? That's what we want. That's what you want. And I've been so sad for the past couple of weeks because the little boy got killed in New York because he was only 2 years older than Nick. And the little boy who was shot by the police officer who was only 4 years older than Nick. People are losing their babies left and right. Mamas are waking up a mama and going to sleep burying their babies. And these motherfuckers out here, excuse my language, taking somebody else over their kids. Let me tell you some good stuff. Let me tell you some real talk. There's free ass out there everywhere. You can get a date, a husband, a wife, whatever you want. Just step out your door.
Thank you, Black Mike.
Thank you.
Mike Black, my bad.
You can step out your door and get some.
Mm-hmm.
You can't step out your door and get this baby. You can't step out your door and get this love. You can't step out your door and get something that look like you, laugh like you, talk like you, smart like you, dumb like you. Ain't no ding, coochie, none of it more important than the life you brought into this world. Life. You brought life into the world. You feel me? That's what you brought life into the world. Nothing should come before that. People say you put God before that. God put him in your hands to not put him before your child. Take care of your child. And everything else will fall into place. If you got somebody in your life that don't want your kid, they don't want you. They don't want you. Make no mistake about it. You got somebody in your life that don't want your kids. They don't want you. They may want something from you, but they don't want you because your child is a part of you. You ain't a you no more. Go ahead, Hatch. It's a whole bunch of men out there raising babies that don't belong to them. It's a whole bunch of women out there raising babies that don't belong to them. And the people that they do belong to think they done did something. Think they're getting over. Think it's going to be all right. Oh, it will be for them babies. As long as it's people out there like us that remember it take a village to raise these babies. Because if we don't start raising these babies, we're going to be burying these babies. We burying these kids. Do you hear what I'm saying? And you worried about some ding dang. You worried about some coochie. You worried about whether or not this bitch love you. You worried about whether or not this nigga wants you. When you got something that love you and wants you unconditionally, right? Regardless of your flaws, regardless of your money situation, regardless of your job situation.
Alabama. Keep talking.
Oh. Regardless of all that. But you out here searching for something that barely wants you, let alone love you. I wish a motherfucker would. Okay, y'all some good stuff. I've been sad about babies I don't know nothing about that I ain't never seen.
Right. I watched the funeral of that
I've been
15-year-old.
sad. I mean, seriously, just crying. Just every time my timeline on my Facebook come up, it's another little story about this boy and this smiling little boy on there that look like Nick. Pay attention. Somebody remember, look at Nick the next time he come on, and then look at the picture of the little boy that got Junior. That's what they've been calling him. I don't know. He got
Junior.
A long little Spanish name, but Junior. And it's a junior in my life that I can't imagine seeing his picture plastered because he's not going to be here anymore.
So trendy. So Frank G. Cotton.
And you got these babies that all they want is their mama to hug them and kiss them goodnight and tell them they'll be there in the morning. That's all these kids want. And you got these mamas that wish their babies was here so that they could tell them that. The ex-extension boy, him too. Nick liked that little boy, and that's the reason I knew him. And everybody was talking about, my thing with that, what pissed me off about that, everything was talking about what he done while he was alive. Hey, Trendy, we are the real talk on Saturdays is we just talk about topics, and sometimes I get on my little box, and y'all can knock me off. She's supposed to be reading over there.
I know, but you told me I gotta scroll all the way back.
But the topic today is abandoning kids. And even if you don't have kids, you were somebody's kids. Or you friends with a hoe that drop her babies off at her mama house every night. Or you friends with a dude that got babies sprinkled all over the town thinking it's cute. Or you're friends with some girl that she choose her man over her baby. So that's what the topic was about. Or you was a kid who parent did that, because trust me, this shit ain't new. It's just the social media makes it much easier for us to see it. Choosing a man over your babies ain't new. That ain't no new stuff. That happened with the generation, with my generation, the generation before me, my mama, them, my grandmama, them. This been happening the whole time, but you just couldn't see it because we didn't have a trending topic on Twitter. We didn't have YouTube with videos. We didn't have Facebook where you could talk to somebody in China at the drop of a hat.
Charles must be in the store. She must be sitting in the parking lot.
Oh, it's been happening.
Hey, Henny's family.
You know what I'm saying? It's been happening. But they were talking, the little boy was shot and killed in his car at an intersection. So people are taking videos of the little boy and they're just posting them. And everybody got something to say. And you can tell if you've ever listened to the little boy's music, if you ever heard him talk, he's intelligent, but you can tell he's tortured. You can tell the little boy was miserable. There was something in him that was not killing him, but something that was in him that was making him just pissed off about everything. Not just because he black today, but you could tell. But so everybody was talking about what he did, that he had these felonies and that he'd hit this girl. But he dead. He beyond that. Y'all are talking all this shit about this little boy. His mama's still here. His mama got to bury him. Extension, triple X, extension. I don't know how to say his name. The little boy who came from buying a motorcycle in the dealership, the little rapper boy that he was down in Florida. He pulled up to the light and they killed him. You know? See, you know, and the video was they're taking pictures of him dead in his car. You could tell the little boy was dead. You could tell he was dead. And before the police could notify his mama, all she had to do was flip on Facebook. You talking about how fucked up he was, but he got people that loved him he left behind. Because he beyond all whether or not y'all hating what he did or not liking him. He beyond all that because he dead.
What about the 15-year-old boy?
Oh, that's a hot ass mess. You got a mistaken identity. They were older than him. They were grown, but they weren't much older, but they was grown. It just is like I said, for parents out here to willingly.
What's up, Golden Thread?
What?
Keep talking, baby. You see Golden Thread? I seen him the other day. Now go ahead.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a minute. For people to willingly disregard their children when there are people who can't kiss their kids no more. Yeah, he died too. Jimmy Wopo. I just saw that the other day too. He was shot too. For people to willingly disregard their kids because of a relationship, because you love somebody, well, they don't love you. Take my word for it. If you have a child and you are dating somebody who tells you they don't want kids, end it.
8 Mile.
End it. Because if you already got a kid, what you gonna do with it? Put it back? Stuff it back up in there? What you gonna do? You can't undo it.
And somebody was saying about, I don't know who said it, but I'm reading the comment as it go. Somebody was saying how people foster kids just for the money. I always thought that too.
Yeah, they do.
I seen that. I actually, this lady down in Louisiana, we used to go down to Louisiana and spend our summer days. This lady that lived across the street was
Misty. I don't even want to get
she always had a bunch of kids over there, and I couldn't understand. I thought she was babysitting the kids, but apparently she was fostering the kids. But she had a nice house, and I always said, I felt like she was doing it for the money.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. But I don't think all of them are.
I don't think all of them are.
But I do think a lot of them do it for the money, especially when they ain't got no other job.
Right.
Yeah. That thing that somebody just said, hold on, because I don't have the thing. Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. Yeah, that shit right there.
Say what you saying.
Excuse me. The boyfriends beating the kids. They don't just beat them, they kill them. They don't just beat them. Y'all seen, I'm sure y'all have seen on y'all Facebook or YouTube or whatever, the rash of young children that are dying, being killed by the boyfriends. The kids don't even belong to the boyfriend. You going somewhere leaving your kids with this dude. 10-year-old was killed by his mother and her boyfriend because he said he liked boys. So they tortured him and killed him. Little girl was hit so hard in her stomach, not her gallbladder, what's that thing? Her pancreas exploded.
Dang.
That's how hard. He said she fell out the bed though. Yeah, a lot of these kids just fall out the bed when they alone with this dude that ain't their daddy. Yeah. See, that goes to you taking a man over your baby. First of all, if you got a baby in your house that don't belong to the nigga you sleeping with, you shouldn't be sleeping with him because you just had a baby. Where that dude at? That's number one. That's numero uno.
Barbie said,
It was a toddler. No, this little boy was 10 years old. This little boy was 10 years old. The little boy that I'm talking about that was beaten to death because he told his parents he liked boys. He could have been saying he likes boys. He like boys, my friends. That 10 years old, they don't like girls. Nick just started liking girl a couple years ago.
The episode with Steve Wilkos gave her son up because her boyfriend asked her to.
Yes.
Yep, that's what we've been talking about. How boyfriends and girlfriends
but again, this is not old. This is not a new thing. There was this white lady. This was in I want to say the 80s. She was dating. First of all, he was married. The dude that she was dating was married. She had 3 kids. She took her 3 kids out on an old road. They were somewhere in the country, somewhere, because long country road. Anyway, she took her kids out and shot them, killed one, and made the other 2 disabled. And said somebody he came up. This was back when they was blaming black men for everything, you know, killing the kids. That's when Susan Smith did the same thing when she said a black man stole a car and took the kids when she drove the kids into the water. Yeah.
Which one you reading?
Segue, Smith team. Segue, timeout. Let me tell you something. Nagita, I hope that's your name. I hope I didn't mess it up. Nagita, I hope I didn't mess your name.
She said, DC and Lisa, y'all are giving me strength with I have been dealing with my mother, letting her friend guy beat my ass around the house, and no one helped me, and I held on that anger for so long.
Yes, baby. Let me tell you some good stuff.
My soul,
you do not forgive for your parent, for your mama. You do not forgive for anybody but yourself, because you holding on to that anger will make your life miserable. It will make your life miserable. Because trust me, people used to tell me all the time, whatever you do, it's going to come back on you. So whatever somebody do bad to you, it'll get back to them. Yay, whatever. I ain't care about that, because I'm like, if I'm getting fucked up now, why can't they get it now? But as I got older, I had to realize you being angry with somebody because of something they did to you doesn't hurt them. Because clearly, if they cared about what they were doing, they wouldn't have done it in the first place.
Be careful, Barbie.
It hurts you. I'm glad you let it go. I'm glad you get some strength, because the reality is that we don't realize what affects us until just pops up out of the blue. Me crying about Van Zant. I don't know. I can't say her first name. Me crying about her show, and I don't ever watch her show. I just don't. Me being sad about, I've been sad since that little boy got hurt. I've been sad since he died. I just been, because I can't imagine somebody calling me, telling me something. Nick could go to the store, to the McDonald's up the street, and somebody think he looked like somebody else, and that's it. And now I ain't got my baby no more. That's what that little girl, that's that little boy mama. Now she ain't got a baby no more, because he looked like somebody. Can't imagine none of these things. But I do know holding on to hate and holding on to anger and holding on to what somebody did to you a long time ago doesn't hurt them. It only hurts you. It only hurts you. I held on to anger and hate. And I was mad all the time. And I still cuss people out. But that's just because I ain't holding on to nothing else. I ain't about to die because I'm sitting up in miserable because I'll be happy. But I'm
like, where's she going with this?
I was holding on, and it takes time. I was holding on to woulda, coulda, shoulda. I was holding on to why didn't I do this? I was holding on, why did I do that? And when in the reality is everything happens for a reason. Everything in your life happens for a reason. And it may suck what happened to you.
It's a blockhead.
But you made it. You made it. We made it. Understand that. Understand how old you are and what you've been through. You made it. So now just don't repeat it. That's what we was talking about in the beginning. The foster care system, the system in and of itself makes predator and it makes prey. All these kids that are being bundled up into this system, all these kids that are being ignored by their parents, all these kids that are being taken for granted, all these kids that are seeing their mama take this man over them. We are creating a society of predator and prey because that's all they see. So either they become the prey, either they become so meek and timid and sad and miserable that anybody can prey upon them, or they become the predator. They do to others what was done to them. And that's what we're creating. And all you got to do is show them a different way.
I struggle.
Yes.
You read this part, right? I struggle with bipolar depression, and the doctors put me on medication about a month ago, and I'm glad because I have to be strong for my kids.
Yes, I mean, if you need pills to get by, do that. Don't think because it's just a mental disorder. I can't do anything. Ish can. Whatever you can do to get better for you, do it. If it's a drug, if you got to smoke a joint to get through the day, to keep from choking the shit out of somebody, find you a weed man. I don't say use the alcohol. I'm going to tell you why. I ain't never met. The only thing a functioning alcoholic can do is go to work. His personal life is hooked up. I ain't never met an alcoholic that can function properly other than at work. And then work starts getting messed up after a while too. So whatever you can do to be healthy, alcohol ain't going to make you healthy. But whatever you can do to get healthy, do it. If you got to talk to somebody, if you got to talk to a stranger, if you got to talk to a priest, if you got to talk to the bartender, to your server, anybody, because sometimes you just need somebody to tell you it's going to be all right. If you got to go to church and sit in the pew by yourself, not church, like, because we're Catholic, so, you know, we go into church and sit and pray, light a candle, talk to God ourselves. If sometimes you just need to talk to the Lord, talk to him. You ain't got to go to church to do that neither. But whatever you got to get to be healthy for you, do your thing. I was on Xanax and it made me gain weight and be hypersexual. Yep. Something, well, not every, yeah. You just keep going till you find the one that works for you. Sometimes you got to talk to people. But make no mistake, if you made it through whatever your situation, yes, the medical marijuana thing. I laugh and joke about marijuana all the time because I am a proponent. I believe it should be legal. I believe you should be able to get it at Walmart. That being said, hey, Shamina, hey, y'all. I do. But it does help. It does help.
We're not going to Walmart today.
And they don't have weed there yet. As soon as they do, I'll be down out through Crypto Corner, like on section 1. No, I'm just playing. I'll be like, y'all got something in the back? It's out on the shelf. Something in the back. No, I'm just playing. But but you know what? Hypersex yes, Kroger aisle 4, baby. You don't know what I'm talking about. They got in the freezer section, you know, that good sticky be in the refrigerator section. I'm stopped. Hold on. See, y'all got me off track. I'm not playing with y'all.
I'm choosing to talk with y'all today is for free my soul.
Yes, baby. Anytime. If you want to hit up our email, anybody can do it. I have made it to 51, y'all, and I have been through some stuff, baby. Some of it I brought on myself. Look here, let me tell y'all some good shit. First thing you got to do is own up to whatever the hell you did. Make no mistake, everything is not done to you. Some shit we do to ourselves. Some stuff we allow. And you have to own up to what you were in the part of the situation that was messed up. All my relationships may not have worked before DC because guess what? That's who I was supposed to be with. But the reality is I probably shouldn't have been in half of them. And the other half just wasn't for me. But I was looking for something. And sometimes when you look for something so hard, you find it. But you got to own up to your part in any situation. Hey, Carmen. Hi.
We'll meet up one day.
You have to own up to who you are and what you did and what you could have did wrong or what you could have did right. But you got to own it. You got to own who you are. The bad, the good, the middle ground, all of it. You got to own it. Because if you don't own it, somebody going to own your ass. Because you don't know who you are. And then somebody can come in and sprinkle some little dust, and then they can make you whoever they want to be, and your ass sitting up there sending your kids over to your mama house. And you ain't seen your baby in 3 months, and you don't understand why you ain't seen them, because this dude or this girl was like, I don't really want to take the kid to the stuff. No, we ain't going out tonight with the baby. I want you to be with you. Right now, I just want to be with you. I ain't no me. I'm a us.
Yeah, because
I'm a we.
Especially if you find yourself always going somewhere with whoever you dating with, and your kid is never with y'all, that's a sign off the break. If you can't invite that kid to go places with y'all, apparently something ain't right with this person. This person, like you say in the beginning of this topic is, you know, if they not doing nothing with you and your kid, that means they not there for your kid. They just there for you. So.
Hey, Vicky. Hey, y'all. Hi. Okay, everybody ain't say hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. Hey, y'all.
Yeah, right. So you gotta be mindful who you dating, because you don't want anybody in your relationship and you have children involved. You just don't want that.
And let me say this again to everybody who came in after I said it. You don't have to like kids. You don't. You don't have to date a woman with kids. You don't have to date a man with kids. It is your choice to date whomever you like. And if one of your deal breakers is kids, that's fine. Don't feel some kind of way. Not everybody built to take care of other folks' kids. They just not. It's just like everybody not built to be a teacher. Everybody not built to be a daycare provider. Everybody not built to be a doctor. You just not built to take care of something that is not physically yours, and it ain't nothing wrong with that. However, if you meet somebody and you say you love them, but you still don't like their kids, you don't love them, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Go to somebody else. I don't know why people act like it's only 13 people in the whole world. It's like the world is a soap opera. Y'all ever watch a soap opera and realize that the cousin got a baby by the daddy, got a baby by the uncle, and the uncle is a mama? You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't but 13 folks in the whole soap opera and we done had sex with all of them. That's not the world.
That's about it too on there.
That's not the world. You don't have to like somebody with kids. It's a chick right next to her, ain't got none. It's a dude right behind him, ain't got none. Leave them alone. Stop being that selfish on that level. I love them, so they gotta love me, but we'll figure out what to do with the kids later. Ain't no figuring out what to do. Them not shoes. You can't drop kids off at the Goodwill. If you sick of your kid, you can't put it in a bag and put it in one of them boxes over there for the thrift store. You can't. This your kid. This is a part of you. This your blood. This is you. This you actually. That's up there. That up there. Up there. That's me. He don't look like me, but you know he mine.
He look like me.
Actually do. Look more like her than look like me. Barbie, that's her. Nah, she act more like me. Mm-hmm. But
down in the dark. Hold up. Misty said, down in the dark basement, the drug dealers didn't kill her because I was there. Stories I can tell. I'm surprised. I'm saying myself. Okay, Misty.
Baby, you saying because you supposed to be. You saying because you went through that shit and you came out the other side, baby, still standing. Makes no mistake about it. If you can get up, I don't give a shit if you creaking. I don't care if your knees popping. I don't care if your back hurt. If you can still get up and stand after the shit you've been through, then it doesn't matter if somebody clap for you. Clap for your damn self. Because you made it. And if you can give even one person, yesterday, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing shit we talking about, but it'll tell you how just one thing, one small innocuous thing can blow you and in a good way. I was bartending yesterday and there was an older white gentleman at the end of the bar. Next to him was a little young black, little gay guy sitting next to him. Somebody here, somebody here, somebody here. So they were drinking beer.
We love you, Susie.
And the little guy and the older guy said cheers. And the black guy cheers him. You know, hit the bam on him. Bam.
The bam.
Hit the bam. Hit the cheers on him. The little black guy went to the bathroom, and the
Like
older
me.
guy said, like her, and the older guy said, was he drinking? I said, he just had a couple beers. I won't pay for them because we don't have a lot of cheers anymore. He said, but don't tell him. I said, okay. So I put the beers on him. The guy paid for the beers, gave me a good tip. And I guess he thought he was going to be gone by the time the little guy got back, but he wasn't. So they sat there in a little while, and as the older gentleman was leaving, the older white guy was leaving, he told him, he said, I got your beers. Thank you for the cheers. The little black guy didn't understand because you can tell the two different drinks. It looked like the older guy was old enough to be his granddaddy. And he didn't know how to accept the fact that this man had just bought his beers. He was like, I got the money, baby. It's not about you having the money. You don't know what your smile can do for somebody. You don't know what, you know what I'm saying? So if you made it through and your story can help one person, baby, you done did something, baby. You don't understand. You done did something.
Okay.
So be proud, Nikita. Be proud. Hatch, yes, crack did. It did destroy. It destroyed a lot of babies. It destroyed a lot of families. It made a lot of babies. And it made a lot of women stop that. And I'm just gonna say women because I'm sure men did it too. But in the sexual dynamics of the world, women have a tendency to be more sexualized than men, and they're looked at as the weaker sex. So I'm gonna say it, crack. It did. I went to school with girls that are now crackheads who were, when we in school, were the prom queens and the cheerleaders, and then a couple of years later, they being passed around at the crack house, and they cool with that. So yes, crack did destroy. Crack, when crack came out, boy, baby, because you was selling yourself for $2, and you wasn't being protected because you was high, so you was having babies. There was a big influx of babies without nothing, without mama shit, because they got pregnant and didn't even know. Yeah, like now hillbilly heroin is killing everybody. These drugs are killing everybody, and they just don't get it. Y'all want to be pissed off with weed, but weed stop people from having seizures, help people with Parkinson's, help slow down. If she had an asthma attack and I was smoking a joint, I blew the smoke in her face, it'll stop her asthma attack.
I don't smoke.
So y'all want to worry about weed, but y'all ain't got no problem with all these painkillers out here that don't work. They gave me Percocet and them other ones,
Xanax?
No, that's Xanax. Xanax is it's not a painkiller. It's like a mood enhancer. It kind of calms you down. Anyway, they gave them to me, and my knees still hurt. I smoked a joint, and I walked up the stairs like my knees felt good. Now, understand that when I wasn't high, my knees went back to hurt. Now, don't get it wrong. But they did what the drugs didn't do.
My girl got thrown off her program because she couldn't kick crack.
The reality is not everybody, people don't understand. Addiction in and of itself is a personality trait. Once you're addicted, you're always an addict. If you're an alcoholic, and a real alcoholic, not somebody who just drank to get drunk every now and again, but an alcoholic, then you're an alcoholic for life.
Misty, that's me. I don't do evil.
If you are addicted to drugs, you're addicted for life. You just hit one hit of drugs and you back the way you going. Addiction is in of itself a situation. People have an addicted personality. We always get off topic.
Right, let's get back to the topic, because we might can say that for another day. Y'all throwing me off now. Let's get back on the kid situation, because there's people that's coming in and they might be in a situation.
All right, Stormtrooper. She asked you to marry her, and I said yes. How long y'all been dating? MZK, baby. I'm like, yeah.
See?
Yeah, you're right. Pharmaceutical companies make billions of dollars off people, and they don't cure shit. Alcohol is a $1 billion a day business. If you think it's going somewhere, you're wrong. But they want to mess with the weed man, so I don't know. Baby, wait.
Okay.
Y'all been together 2.5 months?
Anybody have babies, like little kids? Who have babies? I know Tanya has a infant, not an infant, but she's like, how old is she? Like 2, 3, about 2, 1, 2. No, her baby not that old.
Thank you, Enix family.
If you have kids, press 1.
Your son's, she has sons 3.
She said she got some. If you have kids, press 1. Anybody have no kids?
Ain't nobody want to own up to having them little bad ass. I'm just playing.
She said nobody will own up to having kids. Okay, so
Carmen, that's what's up. Hey, David, we know what children you got. Did nobody need no one from you?
Yeah, but see, if you press 1, it determines who have kids, because a lot of people don't have kids, so they never experienced anything. But then they might have been in a situation like what's the girl name that was in? She Nagita. Like she experienced the situation she was put in.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. You don't have to have kids to be a part, because
I'm just saying, when you have kids, just pay attention to your kids and the surrounding of your kids.
Just
don't leave your kids anywhere, because anything can happen anywhere. You might think that uncle or that aunt is the perfect uncle or aunt, and that's that person that's harassing or abusing or physically touching your kids.
But y'all know what? Okay, all right, check this out. Okay, I'm about to say something. And this is more floated toward, because I don't know, because I was raised, this is more floated toward my people of color than my one half, than my other half, because I wasn't raised with my white side. I really wasn't. So I know that as growing up, now y'all have been to somebody's house, like we had a picnic or a barbecue or something like that, and they always had that one uncle where you couldn't be alone with him. Where Rusty at? Where Rusty? He ain't around them kids. You ever been somewhere? You always got that one cousin that's still, y'all, which color don't know where the purse is at. Or you can't have that one uncle or that cousin that you can't be around the kids, because y'all know. I never understood that. I'm like, well, why is he here? Why he not in jail if y'all know he messed with these babies?
But then you see, sometimes you just don't know.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, everywhere we went, we always knew who that uncle and that cousin was. Uncle Joe, cousin Bob. We always knew who he was, because you said, because you knew he was at the house. You knew he was at the house for the barbecue or the cookout or the family reunion. And when he got gone, you looked for him, because it was too many damn kids in the house. And that's what I'm asking. You know what I'm saying? If you knew this, he shouldn't. I don't get it.
But then what if you don't know? That's like, we could be.
Well, see, if you don't know, then you don't know. That's not what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about the no part.
No, because then like your kid might be about 5 years old up to about 10, 12, and they've been threatened not to say nothing. And then as they get an adult, they come to you and say, remember back when you left me at so-and-so house? You know what I'm saying? And then they tell you what the uncle or the aunt done did.
And you go fuck the uncle and the aunt. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you some good shit.
You figure. Yeah, but it happens every day. So
my baby come to me. My baby Barbie is 30 years old. I'm just playing. Don't be mad. Don't be mad.
Real old. Come on now.
Well, you know what I'm saying? And she said somebody messed with her. My child, my baby, come to me and say, so-and-so touched my butt or whatever, whoop-de-whoop. We're gonna go fix that, because he's not touching nobody else. I mean,
but then you got parents. You got some parents. This happened also. You have some parents who will say they couldn't have done it to you. That's not them.
Well, let's go see.
But then you caught up in the middle of a kid that's trying to tell you some good shit, and then you got the parent believing they own sibling that might have been the sibling that was touching your kid. So you caught in the middle.
Yes. No, you're not caught. Let me tell you some good stuff. As far as I'm concerned. Now, there may be people who feel like that, but I'm not caught in the middle. There's no middle. It's my child. My child said so-and-so touched them. Now, I will ask questions before I go in there shooting, depending upon what my child says.
But then
Now, if my child says, Uncle Thing, touch me on the leg. Now, first off, I'm going to be like, where on the leg? Well, he touched my leg. Okay, that's right there. That's fine. He touched up here. No, we're going to have a discussion because Uncle ain't got no part of touching nothing above the thigh line. You ain't got no reason to go above the knee on my baby, first of all. And unless you change the Band-Aid on their ankle, you ain't got no reason. See, I have issues with that because I don't care. Because ain't no child just going to come. Okay, case in point, the boy. I told the boy, I probably should have talked to him more like he was a kid because now he talk like an old ass man, but I didn't. I talked to him like now he was an adult so that he could understand what I was saying because I wanted him to be able to tell me stuff. And I told him, I said, number one, somebody touches you and you're uncomfortable, tell me immediately. I won't be mad. I'm not going to be mad with you, period, end discussion. And I kept telling them that. And I said, and if they tell you they going to hurt me, tell them my mom is crazy and you can try. And I don't worry about them hurting me. I'm grown. I've been here. So don't worry about them hurting me. If somebody touches you, it's my job to fix that. And I kept telling them that. And I would ask him that, especially when he was younger. And he was able to tell me stuff. But if he come to tell me that so-and-so touched his business, we're going to have a discussion with so-and-so. Now, it's not going to be really a discussion so much as I'm gonna have to. He not gonna go with me because then I might be going to jail, and I don't want him to just take my baby. But no, I'm not gonna. No, there's no middle ground. If you tell your kids, you tell them you don't. We gotta stop hiding shit from our kids.
But like Susie said, but who thinks Uncle's gonna try stuff like you can be at a family event. You see what I'm saying? And you don't know that it's like you don't know.
You don't, but that doesn't matter. It's just like okay, off that topic and on this that's right. No gray line, ain't no gray areas, black and white as far as that's concerned. It's like this.
Wait a minute,
somebody come.
Go ahead, Teresa.
I remember my boyfriend was hitting my nephew, and I went over that house and we had it out. I literally attacked. We tore the house up. Yup, head up. Ain't got to do with that. There's no gray line. But that's just like somebody come tell me, oh, me and DC did it. You did? I'm not going to attack you. I'm going to ask you. But I'm with you. Right. So I'm with you. Right. So me and you going to go to this person.
Right, but see, it's kind of different.
What I'm saying is, no. What I'm saying is, there's no gray area. If my baby come tell me, Uncle Buppy touched him, then me and Uncle Buppy about to get it in. You just can't. But kids just ain't gonna tell you. Kids gonna. You know what I'm saying? Somebody come tell me you done did something. I'm with you. Me and you about to go see what you did before I sit up there and want to fight you because somebody else said something. I'm going to make sure that this situation is taken care of. Let me tell you why. And I'll tell you why. In every situation, I'm going to take my child's word for it over somebody else's, even if they're grown, because I don't want my child to see me not being there for him.
But see, think about it. That's just like, for a prime example, what the topic was about. You have your child. It's you, your child, and your partner. Your partner come in your life. Your child is about 4 or 5 years old now. You know what I'm saying? And you got your partner living in your household. When you at work, your child come home from school, and then you have your partner come home early on purpose.
Baby, check, is that your car?
No, that's that lady truck that's going. They out of town.
But every time somebody go, every time you go by that truck, my butt hit it and bring it off.
Yeah, it's been going off all morning. They gonna have it. Somebody gonna complain. But yeah, that's just like your partner come home early, messing with your kid, and and then your kid's scared to tell, but your kid not acting the same. You see what I'm saying?
And as soon as my kid said you touched him, right after me and you get through tearing up the house, I'm calling the police.
but you don't know
I don't
because
care.
you don't know. That's why, like I said, when you had these young kids, even teenagers, like 13, 14, 15, they sometimes people like, threaten them not to, you better not say nothing, I'm gonna kill you and your mother or however.
We got to go. Everybody down. It's gonna be collateral damage. We all going. Oh no.
That was a big mother's thing to me. My daughter knows I'm her mama, but her friend too. And there's something bugging her. She knows she can come to me and okay. My
That's
own
true.
mother never sided with me either.
Well, I mean, let me tell you something. Kids do shit. They lie. They do shit because they pushing boundaries and they trying to figure out their place in the world. And they if they ain't lying, they do stuff. But you got to know your kid. And I tell you, and I tell her, and we'll both laugh about it. You come here and tell me what Nick did. I'm not gonna sit there. Oh, he's awesome. He never does anything. I'm like, no, that's a lie. Tell me what he did. And I ask him. And 9 times out of 10, Nick will tell you he did it. I ain't gonna say he don't have sense enough to lie. I just told him that a lie gonna get you in much more trouble than whatever it is you did. So if you already in a little trouble, don't get in super duper trouble by lying. So 9 times out of 10, niggas say, yeah, I did that. But if you come tell me some shit I know he wouldn't do, you gotta know your kid. Just like you know your spouse. Just like you know your family. Anybody is capable of just about anything. I bet not one woman, not one man, before they had kids, said that they would leave their kids for another person. I bet nobody grew up thinking that they would do that. I bet not one parent assumed when they were pregnant or before they had kids or before they whatever, assumed that they would drop their kids off of their mama house so they could go be with somebody else, or assume that they would take this man over their baby or take this woman over their baby. So people are capable of anything. Hey, Lexi, hey, y'all. But that being said, know your people. Know your kids. Know what your kids will and won't do. Know what they have done when they haven't tried. Pay attention to them. When there's something wrong with them. So ain't nobody woke up saying that they was going to be a fucked up parent. They just was, because that's who they are. But they didn't know they was going to be that way because they didn't have kids before.
Well, they were in that situation.
Yeah, you weren't in that situation. Until you get into a particular situation, you don't know how you'll handle it anyway. But everybody know what they're capable of. If you a needy, clingy person that wanted somebody to love you, so that's why you had the baby. But it didn't work out. And when I say had the baby, that goes for the man too. Because sometimes a man will go to make a girl pregnant thinking it'll keep her. When in reality, it just gave her a baby to use against you. So I'm just saying women because women actually carry and have the babies. That's the only reason that. So I don't think anybody wakes up in the morning or when they were a kid, I don't think any person aspires to be the worst of themselves. I don't. I hope they don't. I hope that no matter what you do in life, you aspire to be the best at whatever it is.
I wish Lexi was on this panel because of what we were talking about. Lexi, I know you can relate to the topic that I think she came in later than
she just got here, did she? That's all.
Yeah, but
yeah, she just got here.
Yeah, this topic she could have told you guys her story if she felt, she wanted to talk about it. But Lexi, we've been talking about people with kids, some of them adopted, some of them fostered, some of them, wherever you at, been abused by other people that raised them, that came in their life. So, I mean, it's just hard. It's a hard topic because I seen it and I heard it, but I was never raised in a situation like that. I was one of the fortunate ones. Like I said, my parents still married. They've been married going on 53 years the end of July. 53 and living together since my mom had me at 19. So, I don't know what it is to be in those type of situations, but I have friends that actually opened up to me and told me, or, you know, discuss and how would I felt, but I can't tell them how I felt because I never been in that situation, but I seen it. So, but we got more topics to come next week. We were just going to stay focused on the kid situation, and we got off on the other topics with the topic, but I hope it helped the ones that actually going through this situation or who have been through this situation. We just, you know, hope you guys, if you need help, you know, don't they have, how you call it, counselors or someone you need to talk to, you know, because kids are precious, you know, even though they might be bad, and you be like,
they do, Susan.
or you might like, I wish I didn't have you.
I'm sorry, Henny Town.
But sometimes you have to, you know, you just have to be there for them and watch the people that surround your child's surroundings. You know, don't drop your kid off thinking whoever is the perfect babysitter, or drop them off at a daycare center without, you know, reading through Yelp and everything else that you can find out about this daycare center. But it's not guaranteed that it's going to be a good person that worked there, because you don't know nothing about the person that's watching your kid.
The reality is that when we look for a partner, we're not looking with our kids in mind. So I will give you this advice. We keep saying that we're looking for somebody who has our kids' best interests at heart and everything like that. Oh, no, I'm fine. You need to have somebody who has your best interests at heart. Let's take the kids out of the equation for a second. Take your babies out of the equation for a second. Once you become a parent, there is no I, there's no me. There's us, we, our. So your pronouns change. With that, when you're looking for a partner, looking for somebody to spend the rest of your life with, make sure they are good to you. Make sure they have your best interest at heart. Make sure they love you. Because if they love you and they have your best interest at heart, and they want what's best for you, and they feel nothing but love and desire and trust and everything for you, then by extension, they're going to have the same thing for your kids. We have to stop settling. We have to stop taking crumbs. We have to stop taking baby scoops of shit from people because we want to be in love, or because we want to be loved by somebody. And that's where the problem begins. And we can end that problem. This is a problem that can be ended by stop accepting leftovers. Stop being somebody's option. Stop being somebody's consolation prize. I'm sorry, not condolence. Stop being somebody's consolation prize because what they really wanted didn't work out. And your kids won't suffer for your decisions. Stop being the last person somebody called. Stop being the 2 a.m. booty call. Stop being the ride to work because their girlfriend won't pick them up or drop them off. Stop being their gas money, their cigarette money, their beer money. When you demand everything and we accept nothing less, that's what your kids will get. And then you won't have to worry about whether or not this person is awesome, because he is or she is. I go to sleep every night. I don't sleep one eye open. I don't worry. I don't worry about my kid because I demand nothing less. We have to demand nothing less than everything, and our kids will not suffer for our fucked up decisions. And there's no other word for it. There's no nice word for it. When we start accepting the baby scoop of love, the little cast off crumbs from the bread of love, then that's what our kids get, because we're not getting everything, so there's nothing left for them. So we start dropping them off at our mama house. We start letting them hang out with friends. We start not paying attention to them till one day they gone. And then you still got this sorry ass motherfucker next to you. But your kids gone. We can stop this now. We can stop seeing posts of women losing their 3-year-olds and their 2-year-olds and their 10-year-olds because of some dude got mad. because they cried too much, because their daddy didn't pick them up on time, because they said they like little boys. If we stop accepting less for ourselves than everything, ain't nothing wrong with being by your damn self. Ain't nothing wrong with watching TV alone, eating your food alone, going to the movies alone, and sleeping alone until somebody is worthy of taking that place next to you. And if you got kids, that is doubly so, because you're not alone anymore. You're somebody's mama. You're somebody's daddy. And if you got somebody that you dating that is not mama, daddy material, then they're not husband, wife material neither. At least not for you. Your mom and daddy done raised their kids. It ain't your job, your friend's job to raise their kids, your kids. It ain't daycare. It's not the system. It's not mine. It's yours. Stop accepting less than everything. Because if you accept less than everything, then there's nothing left to give your kids, because you ain't getting nothing either. What you holding on to?
Nothing. All right, you guys. We went overtime. And I'm glad you guys stopped by to go through Real Talk with us. Real Talk next Saturday. What is next Saturday going to be? I'm about to tell y'all what we're going to talk about. I got it in my phone because people gave us Real Talk topics. Let me get to it. I should have had it ready. The next topic next week.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Oh, here you go, right here.
I don't know. Pick one.
You gonna pick which one? You gonna pick that one? It's a bunch of them. Which one?
We've been talking about. We can do two on the top. One of them. We've been talking about families.
Okay, we'll get out the family.
Oh yeah, we've been. Well, I mean, family is about everything, but I mean, we've been basically skew me, y'all.
We got a bunch of topics to talk about. We got a whole list. Thank you. No problem. You're welcome, Orange.
Susie, welcome to the family. We're a family, baby.
Thank you for accepting
me. This is the Bomb Squad. You are a Bomb Squad member for life.
You Bomb Squad member. That's right. Don't matter what you say. Once you come in, you can't leave. You can leave all you want, but you can leave. You're still a Bomb Squad. It's gonna be planted in your head. We ain't gonna
hold you hostage.
It's still gonna be in your head. Damn it! I left the Bomb Squad, but I'm still part of them.
We have a lot of topics. Most of our topics are family oriented because we're very family oriented. But
somebody wanted to talk about walking away from abusive relationships.
I told her to get away from that, but she forwarded. So
and then somebody said they want to talk about family traditions. Somebody want to talk about knowing when to leave relationships that is no longer working.
That's right, Little Bomb Squad.
Somebody want to talk about bullying, supporting someone even if when their opinions may differ, moving from one state to another state. So we got other ones.
Black on black violence and suicide prevention. I mean, I think that lock him up. Who we locking up? Well, Jesus, I missed a lot, y'all.
I know, right?
Abusive relationship. We can do that one, Misty.
What's that?
Abusive relationships and walking away from them.
Okay, so I put that in the phone for next
week.
We
can do that because everybody say they'll leave. Can we talk about puberty? Sure. I bring Nick down. He can tell y'all about. No, I'm just playing.
Hey Nick,
I pubed a long.
Come here for a minute, baby.
I pubed a long time ago.
Watch. Let's see what his face look like. Hey. Let's see what his face look like.
This look?
Y'all don't say nothing.
Hold on, this is the look.
He gonna be like, Or his eyes gonna get big.
I told you this is the look.
He coming down the steps. He look like he's like 1,000-pound abusive relationship. Definitely a great one.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week because
Hey Nick.
I thought he was coming.
Why you so slow? God dang, boy. All right, so bend down. take the glasses off because it's a glare. All right. Oh, you gonna be here for a while? Come down. So the bomb squad asked us. We trying to choose a topic for next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they want to know. This is your topic.
Like my topic for what?
They want to know about puberty.
Okay.
So are you going to talk
Thank you,
about
Miss
this next week?
You know anything about it?
No.
Are you going through it?
Yeah.
So
I mean, but I'm pretty sure all of us have gone through that if they're watching.
Y'all hear the voice?
Everybody watching has gone through it.
Go back to some of our earlier videos, and now understand we've only been doing this a year. You go back to some of our earlier videos with Nick in them, listen to the voice.
Oh yeah, you got to go back to the video when he got pranked about going to military school. That's one of our top videos. So if you will go in our top videos, listen to how Nick talked back then, and that wasn't even but a year ago.
Puberty is a bitch.
So.
But it's been a long time since I went through that.
Nick, I'm gonna tell you what we talked about today. Just give your little not even 5 minute input on this. We talked about kids in relationships, and say you and your mom, right? Y'all meet somebody in your past as when you were younger, and they treated you like shit, but they love your mom. Have you been in that situation?
Hold on.
Oh, actually, yes, I have.
Okay, tell your story.
Well, I mean, at first it was all right, and then
back up, baby. So
like I think we were back in I think it was in San Antonio, Texas, where
yeah, I remember being talking about that. Bitch.
Let him talk, baby.
So
don't click.
No, I'm not clicking.
So basically what happened is everything was going fine. I was living with my mom's girlfriend, and
I'm trying to read something.
Let him tell a story. Go ahead.
I have nothing to do with
That's
that.
moving.
Somebody asked me. It's not moving anything.
Go ahead, Nick. Tell a story.
So I forgot what I was at.
San Antonio.
So yeah. So
how old were you?
Like probably around 7, and we were living with one of my mom's girlfriends and her family. So also her daughter and her daughter's kids. So when we first got there, everything was fine. I was just living life like normal, and then like my mom's new girlfriend started to get like angry at me for like no reason. Like there's like a couple things I can remember. So the first thing that happened was so it was a Friday, and how do I say this? My girlfriend's.
Yeah.
I mean, not my girlfriend. My mom's girlfriend's child's children could play on the PS3. It was a PS3 I was playing on, and they could play like the whole day of the week, or every day in the week. And she said I can only play on weekends, and it was a Friday, and so she comes back home from work, and then she started screaming at me like, "Why are you playing the game? You're only supposed to play a game on weekends." And everybody was like, Friday's the weekend. And then that's one of the things I remember. And the last thing I remember before we left was, so me and my mom, we were in the room. We were having fun. And then, and she comes in, and then she gets mad at me for it because something that, I did my mom. I can't remember what it was. I think, Mom, what was it?
You don't think you said something?
Okay, yeah.
I think we were playing around and you said something.
Okay, yeah, and then so she comes in the room. She comes and gets me. We were in like the living room or something. She takes me to the bed and she just starts whooping me. And then that's when we decided to leave.
Yeah, I mean, put your hands on, baby.
I'm gonna whip you. Come here, boy.
What's
up, baby?
I was in San Antonio, Texas. Nick was young.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I also remember something. So like when I was trying to go to sleep, like it was like later at night, I would just hear them arguing about me, and she would be saying, not my mom, but my mom's ex would just be saying mean stuff about me and everything. So
when we first started dating, everything was fine. It's gonna be my little man. Da 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 da. And it took a while because she didn't meet Nick until August, right before school started. And
what's up, Tosh?
I'm in San Antonio, Texas with nobody but her. So we argued about how much soap was in there because I bought the soap and I might like a different because I use the same soap Nick did. The kids, the baby soap, because sensitive and all that stuff. So it'd be like 3 or 4 bottles open. And she'd be like, wow, this damn soap. Yeah, we argue about fucking soap. So anyway, so this will go into the abusive thing next week. But as far as Nick was concerned, I'm fine. You say what the fuck you want about me. Don't say nothing about my kid. But see, I was in San Antonio and I had to pick my time where I could leave and take Nick so that we wouldn't be somewhere trying to figure out how to eat and where we're going to sleep at and all that. Because that was not going to happen. And see, that's what the hell she was doing. You got me all the way down there in San Antonio and I don't have nobody but you. And you think I'm about to stay for that shit? You done lost your damn mind. And you can say what you want about me, but you're not going to say nothing fucked up to my kid. When she spanked my kid, that was it. I didn't want to make her mad because, again, I say we were somewhere where I didn't have anybody but my son. So that was it. Touching my baby was it. So Nick has never missed school. Let me tell y'all that. I had already had that shit planned. She did the shit Nick talking about on a Friday. We fought that whole night. She cussed me out that whole night. And she said, if you like your son so goddamn much, you gonna sleep with him. I said, I sure did. And that's where I slept for the last week I was in the house. And I cleaned the house up. And that was a Saturday. I called my sister. I said, hey, I need to come down. And she's like, all right, do I need to come up there? And her girlfriend was like, I got the gun. I'm like, please don't come and shoot nobody. Just okay. Saturday's fine. Saturday's fine. So then this was the week of Valentine's in 2012.
Yeah, crazy.
2012. The week of Valentine's.
Came to save you.
Now this was middle of February, the week of Valentine's. Nick and I moved from San Antonio to College Station, where Texas A&M at Bryan, College Station, Texas. And
you can go back up, baby. Can I go now?
My glasses. That's awesome.
So that happened on the weekend. That next weekend, she went to work at 9 o'clock. By 1:30, I was gone. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck how much I love you. I don't care. Okay. He ain't got nothing to do with that. Once we got there, all of a sudden, my son was some kind of demon. But y'all seen Nick. She tell you, he a lot, but he ain't no demon.
Nah, he a lot, but he nothing like that. It's nothing. You don't really have to put your hands on Nick. Nick could cry if I say, give me your controller to your game. You know what I'm saying?
He used to cry. He getting better with the crying thing.
Yeah.
He just get that tight face now.
Hey, Blended. I'm gonna call
hey,
you. Hey, Blended. I'm gonna call y'all when I get off the live. I was gonna call y'all before the live, but I'm gonna call y'all when I get off.
It was like everything was cussing and fighting, and I don't do that. Let me tell you something. And I tell her, I don't fight. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna fight because I'm not gonna be nice with it. I'm not going to be nice with it. When we fought, I called her everything but a child of God. I did. And I meant it. And I still mean it. I meant it when I said it because I'm mad. People talking about I didn't mean what I said. I meant what the hell I said. Now, regardless of whether or not I love you, I meant what the hell I said.
Yep.
So, and I'm not going to fight. If you got a ragged ass mouth, I'm about to call you about your ragged ass mouth. If you used to be a crackhead, I'm going to call you a crackhead hoe. So I don't fight because I'm not going to sit up there and censor myself in this fight. You wanted it, you got it. Here we go. And you can't call me nothing. You can't call me no hoe. Yep. You can't call me fat. Sure is. You can't call me shit because I'm going to tell you, yeah, you right. But you're not going to call what you're not going to do. What you're not going to do is say fuck you to my kid because he was a baby. Fuck you what? Who? No, okay, you good. You good. You got this. You got this. That night, I slept in the bed for the last time. We slept in a bed as a couple for the last time. I don't know whether or not she knew she broke up with me that night, but she did. I stayed that week. I made sure we got there Saturday. Nick went to school Monday. Trust me when I tell you, I plays not with his education because I wish I would have got my degree, and I'm not going to let him make the same mistake I did as far as that's concerned. We left Saturday. San Antonio. Monday, his ass went to school in Bryan, Texas. Trust me when I tell you. I was not playing. I stayed in the house. I even bought her some Valentine's Day, a little card, little candy. Cleaned the house up. I even put food in the refrigerator to make sure she had food. And I was gone. I was gone. But I had to make sure I was okay for my son. I had to make sure my baby had somewhere to be because I wasn't got to try to figure out what baby was going to sleep at because this bitch was crazy. Now, like I said, she's fine. She just won for me. I'm not going to sit up here and talk about how fucked up people are. It's just that us together was not a good idea. And that's what you have to come up with. Us together was not a good idea. And now I understand why my stuff didn't work out because it wasn't where I was supposed to be at. Wasn't where I was supposed to be at. I'm where I'm supposed to be at. We almost 5 years deep into this thing. From when we started talking. Not even from our anniversary. You hear me? So just because something didn't work out with somebody don't mean they suck. It just means they suck for you. That being said, if they putting their hands on you, that's a different story. But if y'all shit just didn't work out, they just wasn't for you. Move on. Move out the way for somebody that was for them. And guess what? Somebody will be there for you. And they'll be there for your kid. With that, I can't see.
Holy fucking shit. Where the hell has my head? I always thought Nick was DC, baby. That is my baby.
It is.
He been around me since he was 8.
It is. That's all. He go talk to her before he talk to me. That's because I make long stories. You know, I don't just be talking. I drag shit out. Y'all know. Look, we still online. I make stuff long. But I mean, just, you know what I'm saying? Anything abusive and violent, that's different. But they just want for you. And they want for your kid. Move on. People find it so hard to move on. Or start over, try again. You think you're too old. You know what I'm saying? You think you're too old. You can't do it. Let me tell you some good shit. Callie is almost 13 years old. If she don't learn, the dog. And if she don't learn a new trick every day, then I told y'all a lot talking about old dogs don't learn new tricks. Callie, she do.
Callie, you learn new
so
tricks.
Never think you too old to start over. Never think you too old to try again. Never think you too old to do something different, because you ain't. You never know. This might have been the time you're supposed to do it. But yeah. That was the one and only. Understand, I've only lived with 2 women. I've only lived with 2 people. Let me say that. Everybody else was my family. I've only lived with 2 people. That one that Nick was talking about in DC. That's it. I live with my family. Crazy bitch. DC. Y'all stupid. Talking about I'm a little slow.
They make you read.
Yeah, I got stuff. I had to go over there. I was like, I can see from back here. But yeah. So, all right. So we are going to get off of this live. We got more people than we had before. It's 31 people in there.
Yeah. No, we was up at 30 something at one point.
Oh. How'd I get so strong? You know what, baby? Let me tell you something. I didn't think I was. But you have to. You can't let the stuff that happened to you
bring you down.
Yeah. And I did for a while. I ain't gonna lie. And we all do it.
You know, what's that saying? Seasons, reasons. There are people.
Oh, people come into your life. My best friend in the whole wide world, my squirrel commander, she said, people come into your life for a reason or a season. I am cooking whatever restaurant cooking today. I cook tomorrow, but I don't know what it is yet.
Saturdays we don't cook. Sometimes we do.
Sometimes, but I made chili dogs last night, so that's my weekend cooking.
That's why
I cook on Friday. I don't cook on Saturday. doing something today.
I did breakfast. I bought breakfast. Where you go?
So that was me looking at you talking about breakfast. But
we have peanut butter jelly.
I did
Peanut butter jelly.
I just realized that it don't. I mean, you know what? If I wake up every morning, that means it's a new day for me to do something else. And I have done some messed up stuff, and I have done some unmessed up stuff. I have made somebody's day, and I've cut somebody out. But at the end of the day, I realized that whatever, I don't know. My strength came from my mom. My grandmother took care of me all by herself. Little short black lady in Alabama, one of the most racist states in the world. And everybody thought she was my nanny and not my grandmother. And she raised me to take care of myself, do what I had to do. And I made mistakes along the way, some big ass mistakes. But I made some big ass not mistakes.
Misty,
I keep seeing this word that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but
Missy, that's gonna be your topic next week. and you can get on the panel.
Dildos and the things that you do with them.
Yeah, she made me choke. All right, you guys, we getting off of here for real now.
So yeah, y'all comment down below. You know what? Like I said, my email is in, and I check it. I had to finally sync it because at first I wasn't syncing shit and I ain't never get nothing. Your virgin ears, Tosh time. I know your ears is hot. So comment, guys. Hit me in my inbox and me in my mailbox if y'all got something y'all want to say and y'all don't want to put it in the comments. But if not, I mean, like I said, when I first started this YouTube thing, we first came in with the bomb squad. We're a family, and families stick together. And if you got something, sometimes you just need to get something out, get it out. If you need to vent, vent it. If you need to say it, say it. It don't matter what it is. So comment down below.
We'll be back tomorrow for game day. Make sure your post notification is push.
Hopefully everybody subscribe, but if you have not subscribed to us, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so y'all can be a part of this situation. Make sure, we used to do link up Saturdays, but now since we're doing real talk, make sure that everybody is linked to everybody in the stream. Everybody link up. Thank you, Susie. Make sure everybody is linked to everybody else as you go along your I don't know what we're playing tomorrow. We got one called Battle of the Sexes, so we may play that. Because that's new. So we may play that. Y'all so wrong. Miss Being Family is not uninvited. We don't uninvite people because they win.
Oh, she was winning.
It's not nice. She
was answering all the questions.
Hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, please hit it for me. I appreciate it. And share this video because you never know. Somebody else may need to vent, may need to get something off their chest, and it might make their day. It might be the difference between them waking up and not. So comment, like, share, subscribe. And we love you very much. Witches, you will win tomorrow. Y'all stupid. Yes, Andrea, we have game day every
Sunday.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day. That's what it is.
So if you next view is claiming that she's putting it out there in the universe, she is already saying she's the winner. So y'all might want to go ahead and put it in the universe, okay?
Who said it?
Of you.
Of you.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, link up to each other. Everybody, let's make this bomb squad worldwide. We love you too, Hennigs family. I love all y'all. Thank y'all so much. We love y'all. And what are we, baby?
We out.
Peace. That's what you did.
I don't push there.
Hold on, I got it. Hold on. What you doing?
She pushed the button.
I got it. Because
right
she over here. I know how to touch stuff.
We out.
Love y'all.
Peace.
Bye. Mwah.